Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This battle has already started because there was no countdown, and it looks like hossballs, who's in the Bishop, the tier 5 British SPG, is moving to the other side of the southern gap on mines. Now, he has to do this because the Bishop has rather a short view range. Yes, in fact, a short view range, a short firing range as well. And he's looking around for a target. It's got a 4.5-inch howitzer, which is capable of doing 450 alpha. It's the same howitzer you get on the Burt, the FP304, and also the stock gun on the Crusader 5.5 SP. Rounds out in the Panzerfire, he gets a direct hit. We can't see the Panzerfire anymore, but he knew where he was and he fired the round in and got a smack on target because there was no explosion like there was there. That was a direct hit, but the Cromwell was spotted when the shell went in. Okay, the Cromwells decided to move away because it's a little too hot where he was located, but he's gone to another position and, well, hossballs can still fire into that spot. Okay, there's the Panzerfire again. You can see he's missing a huge chunk of hit points. And now he's going for the KV-1. And he gets another direct hit on that target. ARL-44's next. Very short reload on these Artys. Standard reload is 12.37 seconds. But hossballs has actually got, I think it's about 9 point something. Well, we'll see any second when he does fire. There you go, 9.47 seconds, I think it said briefly just before the shell went out. Okay, he's going for the KV-1. This could be a kill shot. Rounds out. Yes, it was! The KV-1 briefly disappeared because, of course, he was unspotted, but he reappeared as a wreck after hossballs took him out. That's the great thing about this little Arty, is that you can shoot up and over rocks because the trajectory is actually very high. Although this wasn't mirrored in real life, because as you may know, if you've heard my replays before, the howitzer on a Bishop could only be elevated 15 degrees because of the superstructure that was built around it and the fact that it was built on a Valentine tank. Oh, he's set light to the Cromwell B. So it could only fire over a limited range of about 6,000 meters. But of course, if they parked it on a ramp, which is basically what hossballs has done, and he's just got a lovely hit there on the Panzerfire Ausführung H. Can he get a kill shot? Lining the target up, but the guy keeps moving backwards and forwards. He's got to anticipate where the guy's going to be, and he does get him. And that's his second kill of the game. So in reality, what they would do is they park a Bishop on a ramp to elevate the gun a little bit further, and then they could do the calculations to work out exactly where they needed to aim the howitzer in order to get more distance out of it and hit the enemy. Of course, the British only bought 149 Bishops in total, and it wasn't a very successful Arty, even though they did use it throughout the war. Well, since it was built in 1940, well, it was used from 1942 to 1943, but they actually gave 49 Bishops to the Turkish nation because they, brand new as well, because they actually wanted to get the Sexton in instead. The Sexton was much more effective than the Bishop because, of course, it could use a 25-pounder, which is what the Bishop actually had installed originally in the game. The 4.5-inch is a fictional. It never actually existed in the Bishop. 25-pounder only. Of course, the Bishop is a caliber of 114.3 millimeters. Now, the 25-pounder was 87.6, so it's actually quite a big difference. But there was another difference as well, is the Bishop, the real Bishop, could actually fire HE or armor-piercing rounds. So it could actually be used as direct fire on the enemy, almost like a tank. And, and he got spotted there. He pulled back just a little too far. And there's an enemy Semivente up there that just saw him before he got wiped out. Now, enemy Arty just fired. And I think the enemy Arty is trying to kill the tanks nearby hospitals. Yes, we haven't seen any more explosions. Oh, another roar of an explosion, and this time round it was very close to hospitals. So maybe they are trying to counter battery him. Okay, now if he's going to get that KV-1SH, he needs to pull back a little. He's done that. Okay, he's trying to line up the shot. The rock that he's behind is pretty difficult to get a shell over. He's having a quick look over here as well, because there's a Type 64 who appears to have actually got behind that rock just on the southern island, the north end of it. We've got a Panzer IV over there, which is a very OP medium tank, but he should be able to protect the southern island easily. Panzer IV is basically a Panther hull with a Panzer IV turret, or Panzer IV turret, and he's got another kill! This time it was the T-52 who stayed still long enough for hospitals to get a kill. Well, he didn't stay still, he was actually moving about, but hospitals is very accurate at shots on targets which are slow moving. Okay, well, they're doing well at the moment. They're 2 tanks up on the enemy. That doesn't necessarily guarantee a win, I'm afraid. You can see the way that hospitals is aiming as well. He's scrolling the mouse to get to the target. There is another way you can actually do this to get your aim on target straight away. And he's got another kill. The Type 64 bit the dust this time. Again, he stayed still long enough for our guys to get a shot. And hospitals wasn't going to miss that opportunity. So basically, the Bishop, yeah, the Valentine 2 hull was used for it. And then they put the 25-pounder on after taking off the turret. And then, of course, without the wheels, they created a mount that the howitzer could actually go into. Of course, so the Sturmpanzer 1, or Bisson, as it's known, actually does have the wheels from a heavy howitzer, a 15-centimeter howitzer, mounted on top of a Panzer 1. Well, basically, the Bishop is the Valentine tank with a big howitzer mounted on top as well, but it was only 114 millimeters, as I said, and they did create a mount, but the mount wasn't very successful. The superstructure was only designed to stop shell splinters, and it had a little hatch opening at the back so that the fumes didn't build up inside the vehicle. And so the crew would operate the howitzer by opening up the hatches at the back, and the driver would get out of the tank and he'd run around to the back and feed the shells from the carriage that they normally towed. The carriage would actually, the towed vehicle would actually carry the extra shells that a Bishop needed, because you couldn't carry that many rounds inside a Bishop. So it actually did help that they towed around this little trolley behind them, or this little towed vehicle, so that they could actually get more shells. As I said, the driver would run round the back, he'd take the shells out of the carriage and lay them on the engine deck, and then the loader would then pick those shells up off the hot deck, which is a bit surprising, and then feed them into the breach for the gunner to fire. Okay, well, the scores are even now, and the enemies managed to get behind us. Now, that's bad news. We lost the Pumpier, as you can see there, and the Cromwell B's taken up his spot. But, yes, hossballs is on the game, and he knows where the Cromwell B is, and they can see him, so he's going to try and take this guy out. Oh, and in fact, the kill shot goes to our AMX-13 F3, so well done to him, and that's, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I think I know where he got that name from. Okay, well, the enemy Arty is an FB304. In fact, they've got 2 Artys, an SU-122A, which is their Tier 5 one, and the FB304 has been seen on the Middle Island, so he's actually getting closer and closer. And although hossballs is getting nice shots on that Skoda T25, it could be that he's soon about to come under fire from that FB304. He's trying to get the shots on target. The Skoda keeps sitting still for a brief moment, and when he does that, he makes himself very vulnerable. Okay, this is a very cheeky shot here. Firing into the corner, rounds out, and no, that one failed, but the next one might actually work, because if that's Skoda, oh, our Wizzy 131 didn't take into account the fact that the Burt was there, and he paid for it because he stayed still long enough for the Burt to nail him. Okay, I think there might be a shot in that corner. Well, both Artys are firing into that spot. We've now got another threat coming in from a different direction, an SU-100. And he's just parked behind that rock at the moment. Now, hossballs is going to fire around him, and he got a direct hit. There was no explosion. Okay, we've got an ARL-44. He can lay a shell on that guy. And our Type 64 just died. Rounds out. That's a hit. That was on the engine deck. So pity it didn't get more damage, but he has taken damage. But now that building is actually being a bit of a hindrance because we can't get the shells over the top of it. Another hindrance is the fact that we got nobody spotting for us other than Bishop on that corner. So hossballs is not only having to do the firing, but he's also having to get the spotting done as well. The Skoda takes out, or in fact it wasn't the Skoda, it was a KV-1SH took out our M6 on that corner. And that Skoda is still there. He's pulling back. There's the KV-1SH, and we just saw the tracer coming from the SU-122A, and it looks like he is trying to get hossballs. There's the Burt firing his shells in, and he just took out the T-34-85 with 3 tanks down. It's just hossballs, the AMX-13F3 AM, and a VK-28-01105. And that's all that's left out of his team. And that means that the enemy could be creeping up on us, and if hossballs doesn't spot for his team now on this corner, he could be in danger of an attack. The enemy's got 2 heavy tanks coming straight up the middle, and here's the SU-100 making a quick dash. We get a shot on target. Oh, it was a good one. It was on target, but did he get spotted? No, he didn't, so he was okay. That might deter the SU-100 from doing that again, but how long for? See, some people, if they get hit once and they go into cover, they think, oh, wait a short while and then I'll fire again. And now he's getting shot from behind by the Skoda. That's the guy that he was previously trying to kill on the other side of the map, and he must be really close now. Only a few minutes left on this game as well, and now he's been hit again. And that's a 75mm round, and the ARL. Oh dear, it was the Skoda who got the kill shot in the end. So there's only one left now. It's the AMX-13F3. He's over in the corner, and hossballs has changed to his view. He's waiting for a shotgun, and even the enemy Arty's trying to get involved. The Skoda T-25 comes up. He destroys the building, because you can shoot through the building once it's destroyed. And he kills the Skoda, but now he's in reload and he's got no shell in the breach. All he can do is ram that SU-100, and he's trying to escape, but it's not going to work. And I'm afraid that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for hossballs in the Bishop. But sadly, it was a defeat because, of course, they weren't able to hold the enemy back. Too many of their team kept falling for silly reasons because they were sitting still when they should have been moving. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 19. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 9,373, which is super unicum and a lot more. So he was putting in a major effort to try and win this game, but sadly it didn't happen. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the high damage was 2,550, and that went to Bishop hossballs for his high caliber. Second highest damage in the game went to the FP304 in the enemy team. Same howitzer, he did 1,859 hit points of damage. And the third highest damage went to the Cromwell B, who picked up a Confederate and 1,421 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, we can see that the high scorers were hossballs, who got 4 kills, and the FP304 also got 4. 3 kills went to the AMX-13F3 and also to the Skoda T25 on the enemy team. The Skoda, the guy who killed him, got a Confederate in that game. And when it came to base XP, it's the enemy team. Yes, the Skoda came out with 871. The ARL-44 got 791. The FB304 got 754. And we can see that hossballs only got 587. But he did beat a number of players on the enemy team, all but 6 of them, the top 6. He got 39 shots fired out of that game. He was actually running short on ammo at the end because these things only carry 39 rounds. That was a full ammo expended. 18 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, 23 splash, damage of 2,550 hit points, of which 2,159 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy, 3 penetrations, 1 non-penetration. At least 2 of those shots came from I think it may have been 3 shots that came from the Skoda, and it was the first shot he fired, which was the non-penetrating one, but the others were 75mm rounds, and it didn't take long for them to take him up because he only has 460 hit points of health. He damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 4, and on a free-to-play account, he actually earned a profit in this game, 59,996 credits, mainly down to the fact that he got a mission completion bonus of 65,000. So you can see he would have made a loss, but for that bonus, that mission bonus. And he also took away 919 XP as well. On both of them, he managed to get the Courageous Resistance medal, and that's because, of course, he got a Battle Hero medal, the high caliber, on a losing or drawn game. And there you go. There's the Courageous Resistance in the XP. So there you go. It doesn't always go in hossballs' favor, but mainly in this game, it was down to the fact that the rest of the team folded around him, and hossballs kept firing until, well, he was taken out. And so he kept punching the enemy and putting as many shells in as he could, using all of his skill to try and help his team win. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.